Forex Trade the News. What are the odds? Here's one of the videos used in the Forex ebook series, Forex Trade the News. What are the odds? Published in the Kindle Books department on Amazon. This ebook is the 7th in the series and documents 3 setups and trades conducted over the last 2 years, along with charts and links to the YouTube videos. There are 3 videos illustrating the setup, progress, and results of the monthly release of the U.S. Non-Farm Employment Change and Unemployment Rate Reports. Today's video represents the news report released on Friday, March 5th, 2010 at 8:30 a.m. Eastern Time, U.S. This video is a presentation by the blog FundamentalForexBlogging.com. Here's my prelim setup for a trade, starting with my market orders, a sell order and behind it a buy order. Here are the units I am trading. Here is my stop loss. The stop loss is important in cases of a spike reversal. Early on, my broker spread shown here is small, but may increase just before the news release, which will be shown later in this video. Next is my plan in case there is a surprise to the market. The plan tells me which action to take if the actual report is different from the forecast. Down here is my time. Here are my trigger points. I need to get the news report as soon as possible, so I use the Forex Factory's calendar. They have an actual pending button, which will give me the news report within a minute or two. By refreshing the calendar page, normally about 4 minutes before the report release, the green buttons will appear. Early in my Forex news training, mistakes were made during the initial news releases. This video illustrates one of those events. In this case, both reports came out good for the US dollar. I should have been buying the dollar and selling the British pound. I did just the opposite, twice. Fortunately, the first trade was a winner, but the second trade was a loser. Then I realized my mistake and executed a third trade, which turned out to be a winner. With less than a minute to the news release, broker spread is at a negative 92 cents. Then it moves up to a negative $1. 35 seconds before the news release, and moves up again about 16 seconds later to a negative $1.50. It remains there until 29 seconds into the report when it moves back down to a negative $1. It is now time to get the news release. I use the Forex Factory calendar with the news release buttons, those green buttons in the calendar. At times it takes a few clicks of the actual report buttons to get the report. This time it took only 15 seconds and 3 clicks to get the actual report release. In this case, the non-farm employment change actual report came out higher than the forecast by 20K, but lower than the trigger point by 105K, and lower than the previous report by 16K. And the unemployment rate came out lower than forecast by a 0.1%. Both reports were good for the U.S. economy, so I decided to execute a trade. But instead of buying the U.S. dollar, I bought the British pound and sold the U.S. dollar. Believing the market is moving just as I thought it would, I have entered my first buy trade for this report. Wrong. As luck would have it, I exited this trade 25 seconds later for a nice scalp win. Lucky me. Still believing I was doing the right thing, I entered my second buy trade a minute and 38 seconds later. There is my stop loss line. Unfortunately, my video went out for a bit, so I have cut that part out. My second buy trade was stopped out in the 5th minute for a big loss. I finally realized my mistake and made a third trade in the 7th minute, a sell of the currency pair instead of a buy. Here is the chart showing what else was going on. This is the chart for the currency pair British pound versus the US dollar. showing my 2 misguided buy trades, and the correct third trade are shown here. The actual reports were not outside the economist's forecast, but they were not in conflict either, so they were good for the U.S. economy. This looked good for my plan, which called for selling the British pound and buying the U.S. dollar, which I failed to do my first 2 trades. I started posting this news release on my blog in November 2009. This video is presented by the Fundamental Forex blog and has been presented in an ebook series titled Forex Trade the News, What Are the Odds?, published in the Amazon Kindle store under the title Trade U.S. Non-Farm Employment Change and Unemployment Rate News Reports Month Over Month. Click the link below this video to check out additional Forex ebooks I have published on Amazon. Thank you for watching this video and have a nice day.